You a pedophile. You a pedophile. You a pedophile.
All that work and what did it get me?
The makeup industry has made white people so entitled because why are y'all so upset that the Juvia's Place blush might not work for you? Mind you, just because something has too much pigment does not mean that it's something negative. You just use less. And too much pigment is the perfect amount of pigment for darker people and black people because that's who it was designed for. So I find it very sick that y'all are trying to turn this around into something negative when the product was made to be something that works for us. When something is released in the makeup world, we are typically not the first thought. We are always an afterthought, and we have to wait for shades to come out that work for us. So please let us have this one thing that worked for us right off the bat, and you can use the 1,000 or million other products that work for you. Thank you.
Oh, I can see your lace. It's a wig. What do you want to see? The milk your father went to get and never came back? What do you want to see? Your failed future. What are you trying to see? Rubbish. Release us. Ugh.
I feel like if every time we lied or did something that we weren't supposed to do and clown music automatically played in the background, I wouldn't be the way that I am right now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we got back together. You know what? Tomorrow's my day. I'm gonna wake up early, go to the gym, and then I'm gonna... Bitch! Okay, I'm not gonna text him back. Damn!
Hello.
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 And happy Black History Month too.
And happy Black History Month too.
Jack and Jill survivors. People who only love Obama and mixed company. Steak well done eaters.
Sprint and middle distance track athletes.
Biracial women living in the collective shadows of Zendaya and Zoe Kravitz.
Tilapia loyalists.
Black people who have had a serious relationship deeply impacted by the game of Uno. Black girls who had a Tweety Bird phase.
People who love lip gloss. People left off bad and bougie.
Black boys who had a magician phase.
People who love the other kind of lip gloss. People waiting on the spark notes on who the fuck that lady married.
Siblings with different last names.
People who never turned their backs on Chance the Rapper.
People fighting tender-headed allegations. People used to judge their own families for not celebrating Kwanzaa.
People with a Nissan Altima in the family.
Anyone whose heart and mind is stuck with the people of the Gaza Strip.
The teenagers running the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. People with nicknames that are just the same syllable repeated twice. Fans of Charlie Murphy's Prince.
Siblings with different last names. People used to sign their own permission slips.
Aunties who have ever wondered where that baby's jacket is. And Elijah McClain. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. Happy Black History Month, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Most Black Americans grew up eating spaghetti. Why? We're not Italian. Well, after the Civil War, formerly enslaved people started migrating out of the South to escape racial persecution, and so they left a lot of jobs available. At the same time, a fair amount of Italian immigrants were relocating to the U.S. to escape extreme poverty in their country, and they settled in the Mississippi Delta to take those open jobs. Naturally, they brought spaghetti and other pasta dishes with them, which Black Southerners grew to love and enjoy making. At the time, weekly fish fries were popular communal events in the South. So spaghetti, which was easy to prepare in large quantities with affordable ingredients, was often consumed as a side dish at the fish fry. And that's the birth of spaghetti and fried fish, arguably the most controversial soul food combination. During the Great Migration in the early 1900s, more than 6 million Black people fled the South in search of safer places to live, and they took their favorite foods, like spaghetti, with them. But as they moved, they started eating and preparing these foods in different ways based on the ingredients available to them and the cooking traditions of their new hometowns. Some people added sugar, especially if the tomatoes where they lived were more bitter. Some people added hot sauce. Some people baked the entire dish. Others continued to eat it alongside fried fish. But no matter how you make or eat your spaghetti, there is no doubt it has become a unique part of Black American households and traditions.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at this beautiful view. And I'm not talking about the sky.
I just saw this lady make a video about how Candace Owens is like constantly saying like pro-Palestinian stuff, right? And she said a broken clock is right twice a day. And when I'm sorry. I need a moment to collect myself. I'm so embarrassed. She said a broken clock is right twice a day. And I smiled and I nodded and I looked pretty like I usually do because if I'm being honest, it just now clicked to me what that means. I've heard that my entire life. And I just went on pretending like I'm sorry. It's just whenever I heard broken clock, my mind immediately jumped to calibrated wrong. Like it's still moving, but just not at the right time. And so in my head, I was like, well, no, a broken clock is never right, actually, because it's at the wrong time. So y'all sound so stupid. But I knew it was me. I knew it was me who was stupid. Broken clock because it's not moving. It's not moving. If it's broken at 4:20 p.m., it's right in the AM and in the PM. Just whenever it's that time, it's correct. That's why it's...
Do y'all care about Diddy being a predator? Absolutely not. Diddy has been a predator for years. Cassie just filed a lawsuit against Diddy last year, and y'all didn't really care. So we know people don't care about Diddy being a predator. They care about Diddy's sexuality. That is what the conversation is going to be. It doesn't matter if a RICO takes place. It doesn't matter if Diddy has to serve time. People are not going to care about the harm he's caused. They are going to care about his sexuality. And we know why. We know why. Homophobia in the Black community is rampant. It is rampant. Who Diddy is attracted to me, it doesn't matter. To me, but I know it matters to y'all. I know it does. So y'all don't care about protecting his victims, woman, man, or however they may identify. What you care about is the fact that in Diddy's private life, he didn't uphold the rigid norms of masculinity that you believe men are supposed to uphold. That is what people are going to critique Diddy for, and I'm already annoyed preemptively.
The saddest part about the Aaron situation, or the guy who was a part of the Air Force that turned himself into a roasted marshmallow at a campfire, is the fact that that's still not going to be enough. Back in December, another person in Atlanta, Georgia did the exact same thing, which was rarely talked about. It's sad that even when we go to the extreme, it's still not enough to end the genocide that's happening to thousands of Palestinians. Over 29,000 people have been unalived in Palestine, and over 1 million are currently at Rafah with nowhere else to go and are still being attacked. But that doesn't mean that our fight stops here. There's currently multiple protests happening across the country, and an even bigger one happening in March. The best thing we can do at this time is to stay informed and to keep spreading awareness.
Why are you weird? Why are you this way?
I told y'all, once the Black church is done with you, you pretty much lost the Black community. Now you got the Church Council of Bishops at the AME churches calling for a withdrawal of the U.S. support of Israel. Y'all can pause to read, but this is a very strong stance. Now, even though the occupation started in 1948, they cite 1954 as the willful disregard Israel has had towards human dignity, towards Palestinians, and they are straight up calling this what it is, a genocide. Of course, they basically give their, stance of a two-state solution in, the word of God. But look right here, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, a Palestinian Jew and the Prince of Peace. They're acknowledging Jesus as Palestinian. You can't argue against the Black elders.
So, number one, why are they bombing Lebanon? What the fuck did Lebanon have to, like... Okay, now y'all just doing shit. Like, now y'all are just doing shit at this point. Secondly, when y'all was like, oh, yeah, put Trump back in the chair, all because he gave y'all a funky-ass $1,200 that he didn't even want to give us in the first place. It was just shut up money. Oh, yeah, when them motherfuckers was crumping in front of the cops during Black Lives Matter. To freedom. What we gonna do? Crump our way to freedom? Oh, girl, what the fuck?
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all are not breaking generational curses. If anything,
That's because their idea of breaking generational curses is becoming a Black capitalist. That's literally all it entails.
Yup, yup. Fire beats to the flow right now.
Hey guys, thank you so much for all the love and support on that Eat It Up trend. And today I wanted to educate you guys about something. That dance is called Eskista, and it comes from the Amara region of Ethiopia. The Amara people currently, as I speak, is going through a genocide. The Amara genocide is going on in Ethiopia, and it's been petitioned by Abiy Ahmed, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Abiy Ahmed is responsible for the thousands of lives killed. Amaras are dying daily in Ethiopia. Women's babies are getting cut out of their stomachs. Amaras are being treated as animals, not as people. This is not a political issue. This is a human rights issue that needs to be talked about on this app. Abiy Ahmed is a dictator. He is the Hitler of Ethiopia. He has done nothing to help the Amara people, and he is responsible for the thousands of lives killed. Amaras are dying daily for being Amara and no other reason. Imagine being killed because of your ethnicity. That is something, that's who you are. That's part of your identity. And this is why I think a lot of us need to give credit to the dances, the culture. Being part of a genocide, you need to be reclaiming your culture back, your identity. And culture is a part of identity. So when you guys make these videos, let's be a voice for the voiceless. Let's be voice for Amara. Innocent children, families are dying daily. That's all I have for you guys today, and have a blessed day.
Say peacock and no one bats an eye. Say poopcock and society goes wild. Thank you, Jenny, for the inspiration to make this video. There are numerous examples of this happening, and I'm gonna list like a few just to remind y'all. 1, The Little Mermaid. 2, Iris and Barry from The Flash. Sarah and Bucky from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Vampire Diaries, I'm pretty sure. Bridgerton with Queen Charlotte. Bridgerton again, if that casting rumor is true, which I really hope it is. These were just like the light examples, but no matter where you go, no matter if that's an official couple or not, there will always be an outrage. And I'm gonna tell you why that is. This outrage happens whenever girls feel like their representation is getting taken away. Especially when it comes to remakes of different types of media that they saw themselves in. I'm gonna give you another example. Say the black female character is flirting with that white male character. Oh my gosh. People are gonna say like, oh, she was making him uncomfortable. He doesn't like the flirting, da-da-da-da-da. But if a white girl was flirting with that same character, nothing wrong with it. This happens so much to where I have to like prepare myself like mentally for all the backlash that this potential couple or even potential couple is gonna get. These people will reach down into the gutter just to figure out what's wrong with this ship or what could be wrong with it. It's like a part of my life now to where like I'm used to it, and now whenever it happens I just look at those people like they're stupid because like what are you doing? I genuinely do hope it gets better though, so girls who look like me don't have to go through that in the future.
An inmate in California donated $17 and I think 75 cents to Palestine. And that was 136 hours of work. Yet some of y'all can't even boycott Starbucks, McDonald's, Disney Plus. He worked 136 hours to donate $17.
Hello there, my friends. My name is Michael. I am blessed to be PBS's resident librarian, and I'm here with a book recommendation for you and a story. The other day, I was at the library, and this homeschool library kid came up to me and let me know that they needed a book for Black History Month. So we started the library interview. I figured out what they were looking for. They really wanted a book on an author, writer, or illustrator. So I recommended a few books, and they landed on this book, Jump at the Sun, the true life tale of unstoppable story catcher Zora Neale Hurston. Zora Neale Hurston, one of the most sensational storytellers of all time, of all history. You need to get to your local library and read a Zora Neale Hurston book. I love this book because it is jumping at the sun. It is jumping at chances, at miracles, at whatever you want to do. That is the mission, the goal of the story. You can leap beyond your wildest dreams, and even if you do miss, because sometimes we miss and that's okay, we can still land safely. And I love that. And that library kid, they took the story, they were jumping for joy, and their library grown-up said, do we jump in the library? And the library kid said yes, and the library grown-up said no. And I love that so much, but I also love the blurbs that our author and illustrator included in this book. Alicia D. Williams says to all the librarians, the teller of tales, and Jacqueline Alcantara says to those who dare to jump and those who give us a place to land. Read Jump at the Sun for Black History Month. Yes!
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it the fuck alone. One thing about it, and two things for sure, baby, you can never make me hate my blackness. Ever. Ever in a million years, you can never make me hate my goddamn blackness. I love the fact that I have a big nose. I love the fact that I have big lips. I love the fact that I can feel music through my feet and make music with my feet. I love the fact that I have rhythm. I love the fact that I have melanated skin. I love it. Happy Black History Month.
Black people are too damn welcoming sometimes to the point where it's at our detriment. I understand we want to let people be a part of things. We don't want people to feel left out because we know what it's like to feel left out. But sometimes some things are not for some people. Sometimes we just got to have our own group and our own thing going on. For instance, yesterday I went to this thing called Chocolate Sundays, which is a stand-up night for Black comedians. Chocolate Sundays. They had a Korean dude up there. He was actually pretty funny, not problematic. He was cool. And then they had a white dude go up there, and this man got on stage and immediately said the F slur. What? How did we get here? I'm a Black woman in the audience. I'm looking around like, ain't no way, boy. His whole set was trash, just talking about any and everybody, not even making no jokes. I didn't giggle once. He said it's okay. At the end of his set, he said it's okay because he's been married to a Black woman 30 years. Free her! I promise y'all, them people don't need to be a part of everything. We can kick them out like they have no problem kicking us out, okay? Let's keep it. Keep it.
There are so many brands that are on the boycott list that it can be difficult to remember the specific reasons why we are boycotting them. So here is a list of some of those brands and how they are complicit in the genocide that is happening right now. Coca-Cola has a plant in the illegal settlement of Atarot, and they have also been very generously donating supplies to the military. They have also publicly shown support on their social media of sharing photos of the military receiving supplies, as well as having a 57-year history of supporting the apartheid state. These are some other brands that are also owned by Coca-Cola. Papa John's, Pizza Hut and Domino's Pizza have all publicly shown support on their social media for and have shared images of them giving their pizzas to soldiers. McDonald's, probably one of the most well-known boycotts on social media right now. McDonald's has proudly boasted that they have donated over 100,000 meals to the military and security forces since the beginning of the genocide, which is worth over $1.3 million US. And they are giving soldiers 50% discounts. They have opened 5 new restaurants just for this purpose. They have hired one of ISIS's top 5 law firms to issue lawsuits to anyone that suggests that they have given food to the residents of Gaza. Boycott McDonald's. Burger King has also shown support on social media, and they have said, our teams are working diligently to continue donating thousands of meals to our heroes. Disney has donated $1 million US to IS, and Marvel's new Captain America film features Sabra, who is a superhero personifying apartheid IS. And through this, Marvel is promoting IS's oppression of watermelon. I will be making another part to this because I feel like it's important that we all know where our money is going. Put your money where your heart is and boycott brands that support genocide.
Alexa, how do you say I love you in Hausa?
Sorry, I don't speak Hausa yet.
You're a bush girl, that's why you don't speak Hausa. How many years have you existed? And in those years, why haven't you learned Hausa? Are you racist, Alexa? Alexa, are you racist? Oh, okay. You are going to the thrift store. No wonder. I can't have this in my house. Nonsense.
Plus sizes. They said big bag bitch get to the bag. They said big bag bitch you want a snack. Well this big bag bitch she got the stack. So put big bag bitch clothes on the rack. Ooh, on the macaroni. Move and shake it for me. Ooh, we shaking and quaking. The brands are phony. Ooh, the brands are phony. Ooh, they need a Tony. They
deserve you. He does not deserve your attention. He does not deserve your jealousy. He does not deserve anything from you. Rise above that. Walk in your greatness. Do you hear me? God damn it.
I hear you.
You are better than that. And I'll be damned if you said anything below that. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
I love you. Do better. Do you hear me? Do better. And I'm saying that, and I know it's harsh, and I don't mean it to be, but I love you, so I'm saying it. Do you hear me? I love you. I love you. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let grown folks be grown folks, but I'm gonna say my truth because I'm obligated because I love you.
That's pretty. As you should.
Okay? So that's my tough love, and I'm sorry if it came off as rough.
I know, you're good.
All right. Okay. Love yourself more than you love attention and your trauma. Love yourself more and honor yourself more.
Yo, I just told my brother, when I die, I want to be cremated. He gonna tell me something. Look at your hungry ass talking about being cooked. I hate that bitch.
If the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn this world upside down, these women together ought to be able to turn it right again. So sisters, we have much work to do, and together we are unstoppable. Always remember that our voices, the very power that we hold individually and all of us collectively, it does matter. Now is not the time to be silent. Find your purpose, pursue it relentlessly, passionately, and loudly. Be persistent and win. If God be for you, who can be against you?
Anybody else singing?
They say you attract what you are. Ain't no motherfucking way I'm a clown asshole. It's impossible.
There's nothing shameful about being ignorant. The shame comes in when one remains ignorant when presented with evidence that would suggest otherwise. If you make content like mine or engage with content like mine, it is inevitable that at some point you will have a bad take, as I have myself. And what you do in that moment is so much more important than whatever good shit you said before and whatever good shit you gonna say after. Because in that moment, it makes clear to everyone what you're really in this space for. In shedding light on Rafah and the continued genocide of the Palestinian people, not to mention the genocide in Congo, not to mention the genocide in Sudan, not to mention all the other places that aren't reaching international media news outlets right now. As we try to dismantle all the archies and all the isms, we must begin to cultivate a space in our discourse where it is common practice to say, I recognize and take accountability for what I said, and I will do better going forward. But not just to say that, but to really do that shit, you know what I mean? And this is not in the slightest to let off the hook those who have hypervisibility. If you do have a larger platform, equally, you have to be held accountable for the ways in which what you can say could lead to the very real, very tangible deterioration of someone else's lived experience based on the way in which you've emboldened some negative characteristic in another person. I say this being one of the biggest advocates of trusting your inner voice, of standing on what you know to be true in the face of adversity. But we must have the discernment to know when it's time to stand on business and maybe when it's time to sit and do some reflection.
Naps don't help when your soul is tired. So
we dress a certain way, we walk a certain way, we talk a certain way, we paint a certain way, we make love a certain way. You know, all of these things we do in a different, unique, specific way that is personally ours.
And I'm gonna tell you how my mama told me. If you focus on your 3 M's, you will never go wrong. Memories, money, and me. Bitch, and is you cool? That's all I ever have time for these days. And I don't feel bad, and I'm not fucking sorry.
The new live-action Naruto looks great.
Spread it open and flick the bean. I'm Joanne Prada, the pussy queen. Spread that pussy, spread that pussy. We're gonna spread that pussy, baby, spread the pussy. We're gonna spread that pussy, spread that pussy. We're gonna spread that pussy, baby, spread.
I'm speechless. Staring at you standing looking so fresh. Cause what is doing to me ain't a secret. Watching you is all that I can do. I'm speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time I'm just as nervous. Cause every time you walk into a room, I'm